What is up, YouTube? I am Cosmic Fro, and today I am back with another Mortal Kombat 1 video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 7 things I believe Mortal Kombat 1 needs to make it even greater for all levels of play. I'll talk about each of the 7 individually and go over my reasonings behind why I think these are all important. I love Mortal Kombat. I want to see what's best for it, and as of right now, Mortal Kombat 1 is still sort of an incomplete product with some things that just could make it even better. So if you guys do enjoy this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Here are the 7 things I believe Mortal Kombat 1 needs. So customization was never really at the forefront for Mortal Kombat. I would say going back to Mortal Kombat 9, you had alternate colors and a few different outfits, right? But it was never sort of the forefront of Mortal Kombat. But as the games have gone on, you know, Mortal Kombat X adding more skins than ever and the variations making the characters look different. And then Mortal Kombat 11, you had multiple different gear options and palettes you could choose for your character. I think the draw was that we get more of that in Mortal Kombat 1, but it seems they sort of reeled it back, but added a few things as well. So obviously we have the palette system that is sort of tied down to the different outfits that characters have, which I think is a nice system. I think that's just fine. We don't need too many gear options, I don't think. I think Mortal Kombat 11 had 3 gear options, right? And I think that's a perfect amount there. But in Mortal Kombat 1, we have the 1 gear option, usually the mask or the weapon, and that just doesn't feel great for a lot of players. So adding maybe a couple more gear options to customize just to start for next year would be really good. I think that would encourage a lot more people to really dig in and see what they can make with the customization system that Mortal Kombat 1 has to offer. On top of that, though, there is a missing feature from Mortal Kombat 11, and that's the customizable intros and outros that your character has. And I think that's just because of the way Mortal Kombat 1 loads into the game with the SSD. It really depends who starts the conversation, and then depending who starts the conversation, it will switch between one or the other intro, right? Though the outros are all the same. So giving us the option to customize our intros and outros so that every time we have a chance of getting the one we want, or having multiple different outro options, I think that would be great for further expressing what players want the opponent to see when they win. And this goes for cameos too. Another thing I think they should add is just more taunts, more unlockable taunts for us to equip and de-equip. You know, whatever taunts we don't like, we can obviously unequip at the moment, which I think is great. I love the taunt system, how you're able to customize what taunts you want. That's something we haven't seen before, and it's really welcome here. But the more the merrier, and if they add it as a Combat League reward in the future, just having more taunts come into the game, I think that would be great. The second thing we're going to talk about is more defensive options coming to Mortal Kombat 1. When you look at other assist fighters, right, Dragon Ball FighterZ, Marvel vs. Capcom, there's usually a burst option or a push block or something to get the pressure off of you when an assist is on screen with the fighter and you have no way out, right? When they're using an assist to cover their moves, which is really common in assist fighters, there are usually defensive options to par. In Mortal Kombat 1, the only defensive options we have for those situations are armoring through gaps in the pressure, flawless blocking so that we can negate the chip, or waiting it out so that we can find the right opportunity to take our turn back and potentially get out of the corner, get out of those situations. Now, on most cameos in the game, there are invincibility wake-up options on knockdown. So when you're knocked down, if you wake up with certain moves with your cameo, you have an invincibility option for a lot of the cameos in the game. But that window for the invincibility on those moves is usually, you know, about 3 frames. It's a really small period of time where sometimes moves still stuff those invincibility options and hit the cameo. So I think we need to, you know, increase defensive options, maybe further upon that system, maybe look at increasing that invincibility window and making it cost more. So maybe it costs the whole cameo gauge to do an invincibility option on wake up. And, you know, obviously if they block it or read it, it's a full punish. You could also add a certain push block to the game. Or in the case of Movado, right? Movado is one of those characters that has a flawless block reversal, like in Mortal Kombat 11 with the flawless block up 3. That would just sort of be a get off me tool for 2 bars and half a cameo. I think if they were going to further upon the system, you know, making all of those invincibility moves on all of the characters flawless block reversal moves, say for 1 bar and half a cameo gauge instead of 2, because I think 2 is a little expensive, you know. If we're going to introduce more defensive options for good defensive play in the game, you do have to make it cost something But at the same time, you have to look at what's the reward for that situation. How are we going to make it so that it benefits both the offensive playstyles and the defensive playstyles, and so that it's not just an offensive steamroll that sort of takes over the meta, and it's not just a zoning game where they can just constantly push you off. You have to think about what the cooldown's going to look like on those resources and how to balance that best. So I think there are many different ways to add more defensive options to the game or system mechanics. I think there are also other ways to improve the systems of the game. You know, looking at fatal blow pushback on block is definitely something to think about. If the fatal comes back after being blocked, if there should be any comeback mechanics to the game. So say a sparking blast from Dragon Ball or X Factor from Marvel vs. Capcom, other assist fighters. What would be Mortal Kombat's version of that? You know, would there be some sort of rage mode where if you do get in fatal blow range, you can activate this and change certain properties of your specials, or, you know, give different frame data to certain moves? These are things that I think the developers should look at and make more meaningful changes to the balance patches as we move along. Number 3 on the 7 things is going to be more finishers. I think there is so much potential for them to expand on finishers in Mortal Kombat 1, and they know that. Ed Boon has openly acknowledged different animalities that people might like to see, so obviously hinting at the return of some sort of other finisher other than just fatalities and brutalities. But yes, I do think we need more finishers, like a Mercy. I think Mercy was really welcome in Mortal Kombat 11. You're able to just sort of Mercy an opponent, and that was really fun in tournament play, just seeing people get mercied every once in a while. It was just a fun little thing, you know, little jab you could throw out there at the end of a match. I think mercies were really cool. Adding animalities, you know, would be welcome. We haven't seen animalities since the 3D era, so having animalities back would be amazing. Stage fatalities for new stages being added to the game, say Subway, right? I would love to see stage fatalities come back into the game. Maybe throw somebody into the mouth of the living forest tree, or in Johnny Cage's mansion, you know, you have somebody, some sort of pool accident in the pool in the background, right? There are so many different ways you could add stage fatalities into the game and have it be cool and unique. And finally, for the finishers, right, more brutals, more brutalities. There are usually there's 6 brutalities for each character in Mortal Kombat 1, and I just don't think 6 brutals is enough. You know, I think we need to add more brutalities to Combat League rewards or the single player invasion content. The more brutals, the better. The more brutals there are, the more opportunities there are to have hype finishers to those high level matches and the casual matches, you know, on both sides here. So the more finishers, the better, NetherRealm, and it's just always going to be a welcome change. And I think as we've been waiting for other features to come to the game, I think, you know, we as the Mortal Kombat community deserve some more finisher hype. So I think more finishers would be a great addition to Mortal Kombat 1. Number 4, adding on to the missing features. You know, we still have online practice missing from the game and the Warrior Shrine. They say coming soon at the menu. We just haven't seen them added to the game. So adding missing features that were missing from launch, we need this in the game, right? Number 4, we need missing features in the game. This is just, it's almost ridiculous that we haven't gotten these options that were promised to us since the launch of the game. It's been on the main menu, so we need to see these come into the game finally. We need to know what Warrior Shrine is and what we're going to be doing with that mode. It would be great to play with friends online in practice and further our understanding together, teaching my friends how to play at a higher level, and just it would be great for everybody, for training partners in the pro scene. Just having online practice to show each other frame data and teach one another the best way we can is something we deserve, you know? So yeah, adding missing features, let's get it in there. Number 5, rooms and lobbies. I think rooms are culturally just a part of MK and have been for a long time. Whenever you open up online and you go into a room, there's a bunch of different game modes happening. We need that back. Having rooms or lobbies like Street Fighter's lobbies, where you have multiple people come into a room and you can see the different people fighting, you can spectate them and see what they're playing, what game mode's going on there, how the different King of the Hills are looking, right? You could further these rooms and lobbies to be even deeper than they ever have before. So having those added to the game would be incredible. To see, you know, server-based rooms or just something like rooms come into the game, you know, again, and adding more modes to rooms. You can say test your might side by side, so you can see who actually tests their might faster, or test your luck. Just adding different modifiers to the fight. Being able to set the rules in lobbies or rooms would be great. Just having different rule sets, being able to customize that. I think just expanding upon rooms and making it still part of the MK DNA, MK culture, and having it be sort of like the lobby system of recent with, you know, Dragon Ball FighterZ, Street Fighter 6. Having expanded lobbies would be extremely welcome to Mortal Kombat 1 and help the longevity of the game. Number 6 is going to be for single player content and difficulty rewards. I think if you're playing at harder difficulties, there should be more rewards for playing at the harder difficulty. So you get, you know, exclusive rewards for playing these towers in invasion content. They say they add difficulty levels to that. I think that would be something for the casual fan base that would be extremely welcome, and, you know, incentivize playing on harder difficulties and challenging yourself to unlock these, you know, rewards that wouldn't be accessible otherwise. So difficulty rewards would be a nice change to add. And number 7 is 60 frames per second unlocked everywhere. So recently on PC, we got 60 frames per second unlocked on cutscenes and fatalities when you are playing in single player. You can see everything's so smooth. It looks smooth as butter, just like you're playing in game. It doesn't slow it down to 30 FPS. You know, you sort of get the fatalities a bit slowed down, right? You start to notice that the more you play the game. You just notice it's 30 FPS. It's locked to 30 for some reason. But I think they should optimize it for console and get it to where we can play 60 frames per second across the board, online, crossplay, and in every space of the game. It looks amazing. It shouldn't be a test. It shouldn't be an experiment here. I think this 60 FPS mode that's available on PC should just be available in online play, so that we can all experience how amazing this game looks and how all of the cutscenes look, every finisher in 60 frames per second. It's a beautiful thing, guys. It really, really is. As long as they fix some of the frame stutters and optimize it just a bit better, I think it's going to be in a really good spot to implement, and it's something I want to see. So yeah, guys, that's going to be the 7 things I think Mortal Kombat 1 needs going forward into year 2. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys want more base content, like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'll be back with another video very soon. Peace out.